Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Madam Lecturer and my fellow classmates. I am Mariam binti Muhammad Yunus from PAKK1. Okay, everyone, imagine this situation. Two 5-year-old children enter preschool on the first day. Both know the alphabet, both can count to 20, and both can recognize colors and shapes. However, when the teacher asks them to complete a simple activity, one child patiently listens to the instructions, waits for his turn, stays focused, and finishes the task, while the other child becomes distracted, leaves his seat, interrupts others, and struggles to complete the activity. So, what makes the difference? Is it intelligence or is it academic knowledge? Actually, the answer is something many people have never heard of, which is executive function skills. So, today I would like to talk about executive function skills, the hidden foundation of school readiness in early childhood. So, by the end of my presentation, I hope all of us will understand why these skills are just as important as learning the alphabet and numbers, and how early childhood educators can help children develop them. Okay, so first, let us understand what executive function actually means. Executive function refers to a set of mental skills that help children manage their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. These skills enable children to plan, remember information, stay focused, control impulses, and adapt to changing situations. Think of executive function as the brain's air traffic controller. Just as an air traffic controller manages many airplanes safely and efficiently, executive function helps children organize different thoughts and actions so they can learn successfully. Researchers generally describe executive function through three main components. The first is working memory. Working memory allows children to remember information while using it. For example, when a teacher says, "Take your workbook, open to page 5 and color the apples red." Children need working memory to remember all three instructions. Without strong working memory, children may only remember one step and forget the rest. The second component is inhibitory control, which is also known as self-control. This skill helps children resist distractions, manage impulses, and think before acting. For example, imagine snack time. A child wants to grab the food immediately but waits patiently until everyone is served. That child is using inhibitory control. And the third component is cognitive flexibility. This means being able to adjust to changes, solve problems, and consider different perspectives. For instance, if it suddenly rains during outdoor play, children need to accept the change and participate in an indoor activity instead. And these three skills work together every single day in a preschool classroom. And now, you may wonder, why should preschool teachers care about executive function? Well, the answer is simple. These skills are closely connected to children's success, not only in school, but throughout their lives. And children with strong executive function are better able to pay attention during lessons, follow classroom routines, complete activities independently, regulate their emotions, cooperate with peers, and solve problems when challenges arise. So, imagine two children building a tower using blocks. When the tower falls, one child immediately becomes frustrated, cries, and gives up, while the other child takes a deep breath, thinks about what went wrong, and tries again. Both children experience the same situation, and the difference lies in their executive function skills. And research has shown that executive function is a stronger predictor of later academic achievement than early literacy or mathematics skills alone. This means that before children learn complex reading or mathematics, they first need the ability to focus, remember instructions, and regulate their behavior. These skills also support children's social development. Children with good executive function are more likely to share with friends, wait patiently during group activities, resolve conflicts peacefully, and build positive relationships. As future early childhood educators, this reminds us that preparing children for school is not only about teaching ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. It is also about helping children become confident thinkers and responsible learners. How can teachers develop executive function skills? The good news is that executive function is not something children are simply born with. It can be developed through meaningful everyday experiences, and one effective strategy is play-based learning. Activities such as building blocks, pretend play, and construction games encourage children to plan, think creatively, solve problems, and work together. Another useful activity is Simon Says. Although it seems like a simple game, children must listen carefully, remember instructions, and control their impulses before moving. Similarly, games like red light, green light teach children to stop, wait, and respond appropriately. Teachers can also strengthen working memory through storytelling. For example, after reading a story, children can be asked to recall the sequence of events or predict what might happen next. Simple memory games, matching activities, and puzzles are also excellent for developing executive function. Another important strategy is establishing consistent classroom routines. Young children feel more secure when they know what to expect. Predictable routines reduce stress and allow children to practice planning, self-management, and independence. Most importantly, teachers should model self-regulation. Children learn by observing adults. When teachers remain calm during stressful situations, speak respectfully, and solve problems patiently, children gradually develop these behaviors themselves. However, developing executive function is not always easy. Today's children face many challenges. Many spend long hours using digital devices, have fewer opportunities for free play, and experience hardly structured daily schedules. These experiences may reduce opportunities to practice self-control, creativity, and independent problem solving. In addition, every child develops at a different pace, and some children may need more guidance, encouragement, and patience than others. Therefore, teachers should avoid comparing children. Instead, we should provide supportive learning environments that recognize every child's individual developmental journey. As I come to the end of my presentation, I would like to leave everyone with one important message. When we think about school readiness, many people immediately think about reading, writing, and counting. However, before children can become successful readers, writers, or mathematicians, they first need to develop the ability to focus, remember, control their emotions, and solve problems. These are the executive function skills that form the hidden foundation of lifelong learning. So, as future early childhood educators, our role is not only to teach academic knowledge but also to nurture children's thinking skills, independence, resilience, and self-control. By doing so, we are preparing children not only for their first day of school but also for a lifetime of learning and success. Alright, I would like to end with this quote where children do not need adults who simply give them answers. They need adults who help them develop the skills to think, adapt, and discover the answers for themselves. Thank you very much for your attention, and I welcome any questions. Alright, I have received the first question from the first person where they ask, since executive function skills develop gradually, how can teachers support children who have weaker executive function skills compared to their peers? Well, teachers can support children with weaker executive function skills by providing consistent guidance, structured routines, and meaningful learning experiences. Instead of expecting children to immediately demonstrate self-control or independence, teachers should give clear instructions, break tasks into smaller steps, and provide positive encouragement. Activities such as puzzles, pretend play, memory games, and turn-taking activities can also help children practice working memory, self-control, and problem-solving skills. Most importantly, teachers should be patient and avoid comparing children because every child develops these skills at a different pace. Alright, now for the second question where they ask, many people believe that academic skills such as reading, writing, and accounting are more important for school readiness. Why should executive function skills also be given attention? Well, academic skills are important, but executive function skills are the foundation that helps children use those academic skills effectively. For example, a child may know how to read simple books, but without attention control and working memory, they may struggle to follow instructions, complete tasks, or solve problems independently. Executive function skills help children become active learners who can manage their behavior, adapt to challenges, and develop confidence. Therefore, school readiness should not only focus on what children know, but also on how they think, learn, and regulate themselves.